Good afternoon and welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View this afternoon. Welcome back to the channel. We're running a poll already. Should Celtic make a move for the little fifer, Kieran Bowie? Yes. Just the fact that he's a fifer. Celtic have done alright with fifers in the past. And there was one fifer that was a striker at Celtic that came to Celtic that wasn't, but he went on to have a fabulous career. Could this be the fifer after Scott Brown having an absolutely fantastic career? A certain goalkeeper came from Cardenden who will forever be remembered when it comes to Celtic. Should Celtic make a move for Kieran Bowie? Celtic have registered an interest in the player today. The 23-year-old has been monitored by a lot of clubs. The club across the city is alleged to put in and asked the price. It's been said that the price is 6.5 million. That price tag for a wee lad for Kirkcaldy, take it all day long, Celtic. Just pay it. Just pay it. I just want the fact that Haggis, Neeps, and Tatty has just been giving out memberships. Wait till I get onto the live stream. Somebody's trying to phone. Give me 2 seconds. Phone you in 5 minutes. Breaking news. And Haggis, Neeps, and Tatty's just chucking out memberships today. Unbelievable. Thank you for that, Wanky. Wow. I'm in shock at that. But anyway, let's get back to the little moment of a certain fifer wanted by Celtic. For me, that's good enough reason just to get him in at Celtic, to be honest. Get him in the door, get him settled. Is he good enough for Celtic? When you look at his career, he came through the Glenoffice Strollers by the looks of it, and then the Fife Elite. Then he went to Rafe Rovers in 2019. From Rafe Rovers, he went to Fulham. Celtic had the possibility to buy him from Rafe Rovers in 2020 when Fulham picked him up in the under 18s for 180 grand. He then went from Fulham. Surprised that Celtic didn't know about him at Fulham at the time, because we've done not too bad with a couple of Fulham players over the years. And when you look at the journey that he went on since Fulham, he went to Northampton, didn't really work out there, back to Fulham for the under-21s, kept on going out on loan, and then Hibs decided to make an offer for him, and Hibs bought him. Now Hibs would know a thing about it to him, about the player, the fact that he was at Rovers and stuff. Hibs do have a big presence in Fife with scouting, so they will see the rise of the player. And then they put in a bid for, I think they got him for about 700 grand, I think it was. And I think that, the fact that Hibernian have only had the player for 1 year, he's only been on the books. He's not even been on the books for a year. They bought him last year. Well, yeah, it's 2026 now. They've had him for just over a year and a half. It's an interesting one that Hibs now value him at 6.5 million. That's over a £6 million profit for Hibernian. Tied a little bit of profit for Hibernian if it does happen. But Celtic have asked to be kept in the loop. Hibernian's valuation is 6.5 million for Bowie. Should transfer interest solidify. There has been also down south in the Championship, there has been teams keeping tabs on him. I think that if there's teams keeping tabs on him in the Championship, I think Celtic would be well within the right to go and try and get this player. And he has played in 21 Premiership games, Europa qualifier, Europa League. Just trying to get some more stats on him. I mean, some websites are saying that look, he's only valued at 2.7 million euros, but he does fall into 4 million and no more. Bowie, the next mess. Yeah, I'm just reading some of the comments. Bowie's worth 6 million. They paid 5 million for Balak Wisha, for fuck's sake. Look how that turned out. But I mean, is Bowie really worth it? Leicester Birth Kirkcaldy. Could be for anywhere on Fife then, couldn't he? 2.7 million euros. Last year you could have got him for $1 million. But achievements over his career. Nada. He won the Challenge Cup with Rafe Rovers in 2019-2020. The Challenge Cup with Rafe Rovers. Is that no? Who did they beat then? Interesting. Right, I'm going to jump into the comments, see what you're saying with this one this afternoon. It's been 122 votes. Should Celtic sign Bowie? 123 votes. 72% say yes, 28% say no. Bowie the next Larson if he joins Celtic? No, not at all. He's not the next Larson, but what he could be is the next Lee Griffiths for Celtic. And you'll never get anyone. We got offered 3 million for Yang in the summer. He's worth it. I think Yang's worth more than 3 million now. If Celtic were going to sell Yang, they'd be looking for 5 million plus. But you never know. I think Bowie would be good backup, but we still need a proven goal scorer who knows where the net is. Is he the proven goal scorer that Martin O'Neill will want at Celtic? It's understood that Martin O'Neill isn't actually looking for 5, 6, 7 players in. He'd be happy to get 2 or 3 players in with this window, allegedly. Splash the cast, make it a double offer, valid for 48 hours. Bowie and Mulligan, 7 million. If you remember, the last time that there was nearly a double offer for Celtic going in for 2 players was Kevin Thompson and Scott Brown. Scott Brown decided to meet with Celtic. He actually met with Rangers first, and they met him in a car park, and he said it was just a complete joke and a shambles. And then Scott Brown, when he met Celtic, he knew that was the team he wanted to sign for. He knew straight away. He just, spoke to Rangers out of let's hear what they've got to say. Spoke to Celtic and knew straight away. Hopefully that can be the case with. But I'm quite excited about this one. Probably just from the Fife factor. Celtic have done not too bad with Fifers over the years. Hopefully we can bow again this time, considering the Celtic board messed it up when we tried to sell him again. Well, that's what I'm thinking, and that will be on the mind of the Celtic hierarchy. We did try to get McGinn. I know that Martin O'Neill wasn't the manager at that time, but Brendan Rodgers was, and that was one of the issues that left to Brendan Rodgers ultimately saying, I've had enough at Celtic. Let's just hope that we don't get burned twice, because McGinn has went on to be a fantastic player. And, I think his valuation skyrocketed at one point. I mean, he's at the tail end of his career now. And some people have saying that, Celtic are in the market for a dominant midfield player. Could you imagine if we done the double on that one? He's only scored 8 goals this season. That's pretty shit for a striker, in my opinion. We're not going to get a striker. If you're wanting a striker that scored 10, 15, 20 goals this season, You will not get him for 6.5 million. You have to go down the levels. You have to go way down the levels to pick up a striker that scores more than 10 goals a season. When you look at the strikers in the Premiership, when you look at strikers, there's very, very few prolific strikers about at the moment. And what's Bowie even done for a price like that? Welcome to modern football, mate. Welcome to modern football. Would rather have Lyndon Dykes. Is he not the younger version of Lyndon Dykes, though? Is he not going to? Is he not the future of Scotland within the national team? Lyndon Dykes is coming to the sort of tail end. I don't know. Bowie was at Hibs when Maloney was. I have no idea. No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. Was Bowie at Hibs when Maloney was there? No. Simple answer: no. He only went to Hibs in 2024. I think that was just after Maloney was sacked. Wow, he's ranked number 29 out of every single player in the Premiership. He's ranked number one amongst all players at Hibs. He's ranked 3.8. I have no idea what that one's. He's ranked 28 in Scotland. Whatever these rankings means. But that's just the site that I'm looking at. Is he worth the money? Is he the future? He's 23-year-old. He's only a year older than a player that we have at Celtic at the moment. I mean, if he's worth 6.5 million, I mean, what do Celtic ultimately value the player that is our main striker at the moment that can't really get a game? Signing anyone at this moment would be prolific. Bowie might be Griffiths, typical under O'Neill. I think that there's. Ben just scored 10 goals as a right winger, so what does that say about Bowie? Crap. Just because you didn't get your Kyogo back, don't come on here on a Sunday morning and throw your dummy out the pram. Other people's money. Great to see how these people spend cash as if it's nothing. Hibs don't want to sell Bowie. They know he's worth. They will not sell to Celtic or Rangers. Do you think that the player has it within himself to say, no, I'm not going to go to that club? You know, if Kieran Bowie wanted to come to Celtic, you never know. He might be from the opposite end of the spectrum, but I doubt it with a name Kieran and Bowie. You never know. Bowie's not the clinical goal scorer we need. I don't understand how people think that we're going to get a clinical goal scorer for £6 million. I just don't see it. Don't know. It's never going to happen. Never going to happen. Big Rab says he's hearing that someone's made an inquiry about Maeda, and if it can be agreed between the clubs, he will be away this window. I don't think that's big breaking news, Rab. I think the fact you've been hearing, I think that we all know that Dyson wants away. I think that his body language yesterday tells you that he wants away. It's the exact same body language that Kyogo Furiashi. But Dyson Maeda is not the long-term future for Celtic. This is all about the long-term future. And the fact that Kieran Bowie could step in to Celtic's shoes. How many goals did Griffiths score? Be interesting. Aren't we looking at another player from Hibs? Don't know. Make a couple of non-contributors as make a light so also. Yeah, you could do. Bowie's stats don't lie. He couldn't lace McGinn's boots. 23-year-old. Bowie's worse than Adam Ida. The Motherwell guy is much better. Get Bowie in, for fuck's sake. just some of the comments this afternoon. If Bowie comes to Celtic and then goes to the World Cup with Scotland, in my opinion, says Kaiser. That's an interesting one. I think that, I mean, when you look at strikers for Scotland, not that I generally do because most of them have English accents, it would be good to get a little Fifer in there. And I wonder if, and I know that he's not at Celtic, but who is his agent? Because I think if once we find out who his agent is, 7, 10, 11. Oh, interesting. He has the same agent as Adam Montgomery. He has the same agent as Adam Montgomery at Celtic. That's an interesting one. Just putting it out there. He's got the same age as Jack Hamilton at Rafe Rovers. Detailed. Wait a minute here. Wait a minute. 7, 10, 11. 7, 10, 11. 7, 10, 11. Isn't that. Let me just do a little. I wonder if that is the same agent. There's nothing about him. 7, 10, 11. 7, 11. No, let me do a couple of checks on that and I'll get back to you. Because I think I know that someone else that he's an agent for that isn't a first team player yet. They don't see a huge volume of options who can come in and score a minimum of 10 goals. Bowie fits the bill. Age range for resale value. Yep, I think he does that. We will make a prolific goal scorer. Look at our past strikers. Yeah, exactly. Look at what we did to Lee Griffiths. I mean, we turned him into a goal scoring machine. Bowie won't make a difference to us. Interesting. I mean, people would like to start putting some names forward then for people that might score more goals than him. People saying he's not getting good enough chances. Hibs score well included. Could have been a German class midfield and centre forwards, both are Joe James. We've got a striker that's on hardly any goals. Come on, Dundee and Aberdeen, do us a favour. And in relation to George Bowie, no idea. No idea. Let me just see if I might do some digging. Oh yeah, just reading some of the comments. You're all mad with it. He'll fit right into the team. Get him Celtic. Deal could be done with Bowie coming in. He's a Martin O'Neill type striker. I think he's a Martin O'Neill type striker. I mean, he has everything that Celtic kind of look for in a striker that we don't have at the moment. He's got physicality. He's got upper body strength. You know, his physique is way better. His physique's way better than what we've got. I mean, when you look at Johnny Kenny, I don't know, he's a bit of a skinny lad. Kind of gets pushed about a bit. You know, he's not got the rough and tumble like a Martin O'Neill striker would have. Bowie's growing into that. I mean, he's only 23-year-old. He's got a couple of years for him to beef up, but he's only a year older than Johnny Kenny. and the differences in the physicality of both players are there to be seen by us all, I think. Lee Griffiths was already a great goal scorer at Hibs before he came to Celtic. He's a bit of a unit as well. Danny Cassie is in the house. He's definitely a Martin O'Neill type striker. Martin O'Neill has also been talking about the fact we might have to bring in a striker anyway. I think that it's paramount that we do get a striker in, because Daizen Maeda, the whole Daizen Maeda question, will come to fruition this week when Martin O'Neill will be everyone been scouting Bowie all season now, for fuck's sake. What about midfielder as Hibs as well? I think we've been linked with him. I don't think we'll get else. What about a player from Cardiff, cheaper than Bowie, I'd say. You need to go. You have to think about what Celtic are in the midst of as well. We need to be buying in some kind of Scottish talent. It's okay going out and getting players from other leagues, but we are losing Scottish youth players at Celtic like in a rate of knots. Desperate stakes if we're really interested in Bowie. If Maeda goes, we'll need two strikers. Not really, because Kelechi Iheanacho's back on the training pitch. Iheanacho will be here the striker as a striker to the end of the season. That will give us three strikers as an option. If we bring in Kieran Bowie, you'll have Iheanacho, you'll have Kieran Bowie, and then you'll have backup as young Johnny Kenny. And I think that young Johnny Kenny is always third backup striker. Daizen Maeda's never our main striker. You know, he's. I'm still saying, if you're putting money on it, if you're putting any kind of money at all on Celtic selling anyone in this window, stick a tenner on Daizen Maeda being sold. The odds will be ridiculous. The handsome samurai is off. He's been off since he stopped shaving his head. If we get Bowie or Masani, could add Callum Wilson, we're sorted. Don't think so. Keenan Allen's to Celtic one day. I'm not too sure, young man. I'm not too sure at all about that one. But anyway, that is your breaking news this afternoon. I was thinking about doing a kind of a watch along, but I'm not too sure. Just chats. There's quite a few of the mainstream media now going with the story that Celtic are interested in Bowie. I wonder if Scott Brown just seeing what the Hibernian manager was saying. I think if he was anywhere near Hibs, Bowie's a good player, but not worth 6.5 million. Big Rab says get doing a watch along to see what happens in the results in Scottish football today. Kenny's had his chance. He has had his chance, but I don't think he was ever meant to be a first choice striker. Gary says no thanks. Maeda never came here as a centre forward. He's a winger. Exactly. Daizen's not a winger. The lazy Nigerian can fuck off. All right, I am going to wrap up the poll question. What screen's it on? 240 votes. Should Celtic sign Bowie? 74% say yes, 26% say no. Let's end that poll. What is the first game that's on this afternoon? It's the Hearts game, isn't it? Hearts game. 15 minutes. I'll do a watch along for the Hearts game. I might do it on another channel. Anyway, keep an eye out, and I shall see you on the next video.